Reported later that you had dinner with the president of the White House. What was the nature of the meeting? Can you say?
Sure. I mean, we talked about a number of things that were on his mind, and some of the topics that you'd read about in the news around our work.
The dinner was not disclosed by the White House.
Yeah. No. Okay. No. Today we're going to be talking about Mark Zuckerberg having a private dinner at the White House with Donald Trump. Now, this is a really interesting story, obviously, because we're on Facebook and because Mark Zuckerberg has been consistently talking about how he is a staunch defender of freedom of speech, so much so that Facebook as a platform will allow false advertising on its platform, will allow outright lies in regards to political ads. Now, this is a big problem because of how much fake news has become a problem on the platform itself. And let's take a look at the rest of this conversation before we go further.
And only became public after the fact through news reports. It came as President Trump was openly discouraging Facebook from banning political ads. Listen, people would say the optics weren't good. Did he try to lobby you in any way?
Before we continue with Mark's awful answer here, I just want to point something really important out here. Okay? This is an insane conversation because it's not that Mark Zuckerberg, a powerful businessman, lobbying the leader of the free world. Okay? It's the other way around. The president is secretly lobbying a billionaire who's in charge of Facebook. This is how powerful billionaires have become, and this is how powerful Mark Zuckerberg is. It is a testament to singular power that a person has and the amount of control that a person has over its own intellectual property, over its own corporate entity, its enterprise. Now, of course, there is a give and take here. I'm going to listen to Mark's answer really quickly and tell you exactly why he's being so shady and dodgy about this.
No, I mean, I don't think that's. I think some of the stuff that people talk about or think gets discussed in these discussions are not really how that works. I also want to respect that it was a private dinner, right, and it's a private discussion.
You were in D.C. recently.
So it's interesting that he says, well, it was a private discussion. I want to respect his privacy because, it's Facebook. And they literally sell all of our information to advertisers. They've also, the entire conversation is also revolving around how we are potentially compromised, considering the fact that people can just put out false ads. False information and fake news on Facebook has legitimized, justified, and facilitated in the genocide of Rohingya Muslims. This is something that got Mark Zuckerberg a lot of valid and reasonable criticism. So hilarious that he's talking about that. Also hilarious that he's like, we need all of our politicians we need people to be able to make accurate assessments on politicians. But also, I won't tell you anything about a potential political conversation that I had with the president of the United States. Now, why is this important? Well, it's happening right now amidst antitrust scrutiny. Facebook is going on a charm offensive with Republican lawmakers. This is what Elizabeth Warren said, and I think she's correct. Mark Zuckerberg and one of Facebook's board members, Peter Thiel, a major Trump donor, had a secret dinner with Donald Trump. It's not an accident that leftist viewpoints on Facebook are being silenced. It's not an accident that right-wing viewpoints on Facebook are being elevated. Facebook has been doing this for some time now. They've worked with the Heritage Foundation as consultants, and they have consistently worked with Republicans. And it's not an accident that Daily Wire is one of the 6 fact checkers that Facebook decided to work with. Daily Wire, which has ties to white nationalists. So I want to hear from you guys. Do you think that this is because of antitrust fears? Do you think that's why Mark Zuckerberg is trying to do everything he can to appease Donald Trump? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm Hasan Piker, and this has been The Breakdown.